Hey everyone, we are back for a special episode of TomNLis.
Yep. And not to mislead you, because we normally are talking about dorm life, but today we're talking about If I Can Dream. And I probably ought to say, if you're watching this because you are a dorm life fan, you need to watch If I Can Dream, because some of our friends from Attention Span Media, who produce Dorm Life, are helping out on this show. And vice versa, if you are watching because you're an If I Can Dream fan, you definitely need to check out Dorm Life because it's hilarious.
Dorm-life.com.
That's right. We don't live in the same city anymore, so we don't get to get together and do this in person. But since he was here this weekend, we were like, let's just do one recap.
Special recap for If I Can Dream. So we are going to recap the episode that aired this Tuesday.
Yes.
Which really was Justin's swan song as he was taking off, moving on to the road to tour with Chris Allen. I thought that was neat that we got to see Justin with on the phone with his dad, not knowing what he was doing. It would have been really cool to have heard the phone call on his way home too with his dad.
Like telling his dad that news. That would have been awesome.
He's the first success from the If I Can Dream house. Right,
but he's not. I think what probably needs to be clarified is that he's not off the project. They're going to be doing updates of him, and he's going to be doing, I think he's still going to do vlogs. We haven't seen the last of Justin, but he has definitely moved on, and this is kind of like the first, I would say like the first graduation from the house, which is exciting. Should we talk about Jig a little bit? What she was up to this week?
Yeah,
this week's episode, I should say.
Jig had a meeting with the host of FashionNewsLive.com, Rocco. He came to the Dream Studio to visit with her and offer her a audition, I guess you could say, as a co-host of his blog. She's
been trying to conquer her fear of public speaking, and it's just hard to watch because
it was hard to watch. You could tell she was trying, but she really wasn't. Things weren't really clicking.
It's almost harder to watch that because it's like you can see that she knows exactly what she needs to do. She just can't get it to the point where she can do it. So
she'll get there.
I think honestly she's improving because at least I think in the past she's just totally broken down and cried. Right. And this time she got a little teary-eyed, but it's just going to take more and more tries of being put in those situations that make her uncomfortable to feel like she can get through it without getting upset. And that is hard, and it takes a lot of practice, and it never really gets easier. It just gets you get more used to it. Exactly. So the thing is oh my gosh, when you see her photos, she takes these amazing, gorgeous photos. One of the cool parts of the show is that we get to see what it takes to get one of those pictures. Sometimes how hard she has to work to get over her own fears or whatever to get to that point.
And some of her roommates have been less than kind to her sometimes.
You mean like Alex?
Like Alex, exactly. And you never know whether he's kidding or not.
Well, I was watching a live feed or something, and he said something that was kind of rude, and then he was like, I'm just kidding, and he was like, I think this is why I get in so much trouble, because I say this stuff, and then I go, I'm just kidding, but they always cut out the I'm just kidding part from the episodes. He seems like he's adjusting to kind of how to handle himself, and it is tough because it's you're just living in your house, but you're being watched all the time, and so
and this week that's what he was having a lot of trouble with. Yeah. He's very self-confident, more so than anyone else in the house.
Yeah, because he was saying he worried that he came off as being cocky, and he's learned a lot about sort of how important it is to be responsible about the way that you portray yourself and how you treat other people. Regardless of if you think he's cocky or not, I think it cannot be denied that he is very talented.
Also this week, not only was Alex having trouble kind of dealing with what other people thought, Ben also was kind of struggling with, as Veronica moved into the house, he was kind of reliving some of the frustrations he experienced when he went on a date with her. He asked her, did you watch the episode of our date?
Yeah.
And she saw it, and she thought it was kind of weird.
Veronica, you'll remember, visited as a Dream Break winner, and then they invited her to come back to the house, and that was a big part of what this episode was. I know a lot of people feel like, you know, is this sort of as a temptation for Ben, and what's going to happen? Is he going to get distracted? All of that aside, I think Veronica is extremely talented and would certainly deserve a spot on the show.
And whether or not it is a real thing between them, that perception is still there, and so they're going to constantly have these pressures, even if they're not real. And this might sound bad toward Veronica, and I don't mean it to, but Ben doesn't get exposed to a lot of girls from the outside. And so that's why there's this perception that exists within the episodes. And what really makes him upset is that he doesn't get the chance to really meet anyone new throughout the show. I was just tuning in at one point when he had just gotten home from the Dream Studio, and Michael had just pretty much chewed him out for leaving the premises with Veronica. He wanted to find out how this girl would behave in real life without a camera. Human psychology will tell you that people behave differently when they know they're being watched. And although Ben is very comfortable having cameras around him and he doesn't care, he knows that not every girl will feel that comfortable. And it was a very real moment when Ben was standing there in the kitchen and there was a cameraman interviewing him, asking him such probing questions. And this is the first time that I had seen him in a different mood. He was very melancholy, and it was so exciting to watch because I felt like I was watching a George Orwell novel or something.
Honestly, like, I think Ben is getting really sexually frustrated because he can't get a date because you have to, like, first of all, be like, hey, can you sign this release to have a camera on us while we go on our date? Which I heard Michael talking about it in a couple different instances. He's kind of been saying, like, I wish we could find girls that were basically that had fewer inhibitions, like girls that would be okay with doing stuff on camera. Not like a sex tape, but I'm just saying, like, girls that don't really care if they're being filmed. But the thing that's tough is, like, you know, do you want a girl who is, you know, looking for a little piece of fame, or do you want a girl who is actually someone that you would want to take home to your mom? And not that Ben's looking for someone to, he's not going to be like the next Bachelor, but you know what I mean? Like, I think that his mom is watching. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Tom, Me, and Lisa format, we like to do thumbs up, thumbs down, things that we liked and things that we didn't like.
My thumbs up goes to Justin for getting his big break.
My thumbs up is going to be for Jig. While it's kind of tough to watch her struggle her way through these, you know, public speaking things, I give her credit for continuing to try. Because honestly, she could just give up and be like, no, I'm not doing this. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down this week. And thumbs down don't necessarily mean we don't like you, but it's just kind of unfortunate.
Yes.
This week my thumbs down goes to the uncomfortableness that Alex felt from his fans. You know, it's a good experience for him to have Reddit, but only so that you can know to ignore it in the future.
My thumbs down is going to be, as excited as I am for him, I'm sad that Justin is leaving the house.
And now, for this week's Thing to Consider. What direction will Ben and Veronica's relationship take? Is love in the air?
Or do you think Ben will follow the advice he's been given to not get involved with his roommates? We want to hear what you think, so leave a comment.
We hope that you've enjoyed this special TomNLis episode.
Thanks for watching and letting us kind of catch you up on everything, and keep watching If I Can Dream. IfICanDream.com.
And thanks to all of our subscribers on YouTube. We really appreciate it.
And it's good to see you. I mean, we can't see. Wait, what is it? It's good to see you again. It's good to talk to you again. Let's say that.
It's been really great to be able to reconnect with all of you again. For now, bye guys.